Hi everybody, I know this is the long-awaited hair video as it applies to bariatric life post-op. And let me just say that I have had to record and re-record this video multiple times because this can be a very personal subject for a lot of people, and it has been for me. This is not a video to kind of like scare anybody about the whole process behind hair, but it's just kind of educate people around what to expect following bariatric surgery and what hair loss looks like. So let's get right down to it. So hair loss post-bariatric surgery is called telogen effluvium. And basically all that is that it's a very acute shedding phase of your hair. And there's various stages within the hair cycle. So the anagen phase is the growth phase. It's the wonderful phase where, you get the baby hair and it grows out to whatever length that you like it, and it's gorgeous, and it's doing all the things for you. Now the catagen phase is the resting phase. That's where it's just kind of hanging out. So, the good portion of the time, this is kind of where hair sits. The telogen phase is the shedding phase. Now, on a natural shedding phase for anybody is about 100 strands of hair. When you are in the telogen effluvium phase, you're shedding about 300 strands of hair. So it's very much an increase in hair loss, which is why you're going to walk around and you're thinking, man, there is just hair everywhere. Now, I can stand still and feel hair hit my hands, my arms, my legs. If I'm getting ready in the morning, and I'm in my PJs or if I'm in my bra, and I can just feel hair just kind of fall. And that is part of the telogen effluvium phase. Now, what's nice about it, there's not much nice about it, right? Is that it's very, it does correct itself at some point in time. Now, it's different for everybody. The hair loss is different for everybody. Not everybody's going to have a significant loss of hair, and some may not lose hair at all. But telogen effluvium is a result of trauma. It's a trauma response as a result of something that has happened. So, and obviously it happens more in women than men. And I think it's because we probably notice it more than men do, but it's not to say that men can't have that. So there's male pattern, female pattern baldness, and then there's telogen effluvium. The difference between the two is that telogen effluvium, the hair grows back. Now, I'm very attached to my hair, and I'm very, very much identify with my hair. I am a woman that loves their hair, and prior to surgery, pre-surgery Beth, this is how I identified myself. Now, it's not in the greatest presentation today because I'm giving it a little bit of a rest. I just got back from Disney for my birthday trip, and so I use a lot of hot tools, and so I'm just giving it a little bit of a break. I have natural curly hair that curls well, straightens well, does all the things that I want it to do. I had a ponytail at one point in time that was this big around, and now it's about this big around. So it's very humbling to lose your hair. And I did create content over the past 6 months to kind of show you all what my stages of hair loss look like. There are stages where it looks like I lost a lot, and some that it doesn't look like I hardly lost any at all. So it's important to make sure that you're taking all your protein in, at least 60 to 80 grams of protein a day. I usually get more. Take your bariatric multivitamin as directed by your surgeon, making sure you're getting all your water in. There's all other things you need to prioritize too. Your bariatric vitamin should have things such as zinc and iron and B12. If you take collagen supplement, bonus. But just understand that intaking collagen doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have beautiful, gorgeous mane of hair and wonderful skin. It's bonus protein, but whatever ends up going to your skin and hair, even better, right? So I did take care of making sure that I had a very strict hair routine prior to surgery. And then following surgery, I stuck with that. And I did switch it up quite a bit over the course of the past 6 months. So I'm not going to really put anything here in this video as to what I've done to kind of prep myself prior to and how I'm currently navigating my hair journey. But I will absolutely share that at some point in time, just not in this video. So, but what I will show you is kind of what my hair journey has been like in the last 6 months, and we'll go from there, and then we'll circle back around and we'll talk a little bit more about some of the things that I am doing without sharing like brand name products and that type of thing, because this is not a sponsored video. But so yeah, so here we go. Let's roll that beautiful hair footage. So I have a couple strands of hair that I literally just pulled off my arm because this is what happens with the hair loss. Now, you can see that white tip right there. That is the root of the hair. And it is, I have long hair, so it is one long strand of hair in various lengths. And here's a really good example. And the reason why I wanted to show this is because that tip is really bright. So the hair with weight loss surgery falls out, and I don't know why that is being difficult. Falls out and at the root, and it does grow back. It does take some time, and this is why it's important to take your multivitamin and get all your protein in. So then that way it has the opportunity to grow back. So when I say it literally just falls out with me standing still, I'm not kidding. It literally falls out with me just standing still. So this is what my hair looks like as it comes out. Just understand that everybody's hair journey is different. So what happened to me is not necessarily going to happen to you. Some people lose more. Some people don't lose hardly anything at all. It just totally depends on their body and how their body functions. Now, I don't anticipate my hair journey and hair loss journey to stop anytime soon. I'm doing all the things that I can to make sure that I'm hitting all of my marks, both nutritionally and from the vitamin perspective. I am making sure that I don't use a whole lot of hot tools on my hair. I usually let my hair air dry, as you could see in the reel prior to the video here, that you can see what my hair looks like when I let it air dry. I do use items on my hair to kind of help strengthen the hair follicles, what I do have left, so then that way it doesn't break as easy and or doesn't get traumatized as easy when I'm brushing and all the things. So there are things out there that you're more than welcome to try, as long as your physician says it's okay. I know that my physician is all about, hey, if you want to go to a dermatologist, I'll be happy to send you to a dermatologist. But understand that any supplements that you take, like specifically for hair growth, red light therapy is also included in that process. That once you stop utilizing that treatment, the hair will fall back out. It will help with the hair growth, but that hair growth is reliant upon the treatment that you're utilizing. So just be very mindful of that. Now, the things that I do that's non-medicinal are, like, I utilize a silk pillowcase to help my hair and skin and all the things because it helps slide across the pillowcase. I try not to pull my hair back because there's something that's called tension alopecia. When you pull your hair back a lot, you can lose a lot of your hair on the sides of your head. And now when I do go into certain clients, I do have to have my hair back all the way and off my shoulders. And so I'm very mindful of that as well. When I travel a lot, I also keep my hair up and off my shoulders because I carry a backpack with me with all my things, and I don't want it to pull on my hair. So there are times where I do have to pull it back, even though I don't want to. When I'm home, I try to make sure I wear it down so there's less tension on the hair root itself. My hairstylist, I had to actually fire the one that I had in the very beginning of my hair journey videos because she was having a very bad day one day, and you will see like there was a little pile of hair on the floor in the salon, and she literally just brushed the crap out of my head. And even though I asked her not to and had her stop at one point in time, she was just pulling all the hair out she could. And, there are times where people are just not as nice about it as they should be. They'll say it's just hair, and then it just comes across the wrong way. Like they're not validating your feelings when it comes down to, but it's important to you to make sure that you don't go bald. And, when it's my identity, it was important for me to be able to maintain what I had without losing any more than I needed to. Although I was always told, and still am, well, it's a good thing you have a lot of hair. That doesn't help. It did not help me at all. I had one person right out of the gate during the worst part of my hair loss phase tell me that she recognized that that it could be very traumatizing, and she heard what I was saying and she validated my feelings, and that meant so much to me. And she's not even a bariatric patient. She is an amazing supervisor at my current employer, and she just knew exactly what she should say at that point in time, because it was like she understood that, this was just a very hard time for me. And it still is a hard time, but not like it was, because I've come to grips with the hair loss process, and I've learned to navigate utilizing faking it till you make it type thing with hair thickening shampoos. Now there's all kinds of shampoos out there that say they can make your hair look thicker, and all it does is it make the follicles swell. It does not give you hair growth. But yeah, I also will utilize a spray for like gray root coverage to also kind of cover, you know, some bald spots that I have along the edges of my hair. There's a spray and then there's a powder form, and I've used both. And so there's no shame in the game when it comes to that. So it's whatever makes you feel better and also get you through the day. And honestly, you know, at the end of the day, I know I'm doing the right thing for what I need to do for my hair. And I hope that you find what you need to do for your hair in your hair journey. Now, I'm more than happy to answer questions if you have any. I can actually share some of my, you know, some of my products that I have used both prior to my bariatric journey, because I started taking care of my hair prior to my bariatric journey, just preparing for the hair loss, and also what I currently take and also utilize. And so I do change things up quite a bit, not because I get bored of it, but because I feel like, you know, I also see a shift in my hair, and the changes in the season have a lot to do with how things are growing and how it presents itself. So this is a very long video, so I'm going to just leave it at that. So if you have questions, please ask me. If not, I will see you guys next time. You have a great day. Bye.